What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm holding some clods in my hand.
But that's Mary Ann's vine.
I know it's Mariana's vine, you ninny.
But what are you doing with it? The roots are all exposed. They're dying.
No, they ain't. Here. There now, matey. You're next to nature.
But Captain Shark.
Say, Hugh. Say, what's the idea? What do you want? I'm the manager of this place, and it's a very respectable...
Well, you're just the man I'm looking for, Lieutenant Weston, Police Department. I'm looking for Miss Kelly. Is this her apartment?
Mary Ann?
Yes, Marianne.
I told you now, Lieutenant, this is a respectable place. You've no business here, and I'll not allow you bothering my tenants. Besides, have you got a warrant?
They don't need a warrant, Mr. Scully. I sent for them.
You're standing on my vine.
Miss.
Breakfast, a quick glance at the morning newspaper, and another day begins. It seems like yesterday, the day before, and 100 other days. Yet, in an instant, the deception is over. And through a simple human act of kindness, the day becomes unique. For you'll meet another stranger who needs your help. And for hours, days, perhaps years, you'll become the most important person in their life.
$950. Not bad. Oh, wait till you see your client, Herb. Attractive, innocent-looking woman, a little bitter, uncooperative, but the face of innocence.
I haven't decided to take the case yet, John. I want to talk with her first.
Well, it looks to me like you've already been retained. Now, you can't very well accept this money without earning it. It wouldn't be honest. Besides, I feel like a good argument. You know, it's an interesting case. A liquor store is robbed. Now, the owner, Max Winston, tries to play hero and gets pumped full of lead. Half an hour later, a man identified as Marty Rusk is found in Miss Mary Ann Kelly's apartment, dead from a bullet that ballistics believes came from Winston's gun.
I read about it in the paper. I also read the money hadn't been recovered yet. But that doesn't mean Mary Ann Kelly is involved in the crime.
Oh, I agree, Herb. I'm not even sure who killed the liquor store owner. The bullet didn't come from Rusk's gun.
You just lost me.
Oh, it's very simple. According to ballistics, a bullet fired from Rusk's gun didn't match the one that killed the liquor store owner. Oh, of course, the murder weapon could have been lost.
By Miss Kelly.
Oh, did I say that?
You didn't have to. I'm familiar with your approach.
Oh, good. Then I won't have to explain when I say I have a hunch that Marty Rusk didn't seek refuge in Miss Mary Ann Kelly's apartment by accident.
You just did explain. Now, may I have the pass?
Of course, sir. But the cell's empty.
What?
Billed her out this morning at 7, but I'm having her watched. Money, 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 money. I wonder where it's coming from.
Oh, Herb, I forgot to tell you, there are some peculiar things about this case, and there they are. This is her apartment, Herb.
Lieutenant, you're not going to make any more trouble now, are you?
I think you have things twisted, Mr. Scully. The police do not make trouble. They try to avert it.
You're not going to take Marianne away again. I just got the vine potted.
Well, it's certainly a healthy-looking plant.
It was. It used to hang down from Marianne's window. I guess the gunman knocked it out. It was the only green thing for miles. I used to count the leaves. And then he stepped on it.
Well, I'm sure it'll grow again.
Come on, Herb.
She's not home. She's down at the wharf sketching.
Oh? Thanks.
Marianne, from the moment she touched it, the leaves started growing bigger and greener. Did you ever know anyone who touched things and made them grow?
Come on, Herb.
Like the whole world were a garden, you'd look for a vacant lot?
You sound like Marianne. Who are you?
My name is Maris. I'm an attorney.
Reality can be ugly in insensitive hands, Mr. Maris. Brash, heartless.
Hogwash. Now, why don't you and the lieutenant go on down to the wharf?
Mr. Scully, you are a slob.
They come up from the bottom of the sea, swift and true, just like a dart. And as soon as they splash the surface, boom, I get them. Smaller the fish, the bigger the challenge.
You're a real villain, Captain Shaw.
That I am. You know, when the sails are empty and the sea's flat and there's nowhere to go but up on the deck, there's nothing stirs a man's blood like a moving target. A man's spirit withers without a challenge.
Couldn't you count the fish without killing them?
I could if I wanted to go to sleep. No, sir. The way I see it when I'm out there, I've got a foe, but I've got a friend. He's up there, and I keep my hand on the helm so as I can get his message.
When you don't get them, stir him up. Make a little noise. Message from a mortal. Blood on the water.
You've been hanging around that poet again.
Roger's not a poet, he's a librarian. And you mustn't make fun of him either because he doesn't know how to laugh at himself. Now hold still, please.
How can I hold still when my hand's aching for the helm? I got more nerves in that hand than most people got all over them.
When are you going to take your boat out again, Captain?
Pretty soon now. Just as soon as I can scrape up enough money to repair the shaft and the propeller. I sure beached her when I backed into that rock. Uh-oh. Better bait up. We might get some customers.
You better haul in the bait. That's the police department.
Like I said, there's nothing warms a man's heart like a moving target. Hey, you're pretty quick on the draw, Sonny. How are you at shooting fish?
What's the idea?
Oh, now don't get your dander up. I was just posing.
What do you mean, posing?
He means he was merely putting on a colorful performance for the tourists. Trying to attract some business so I won't starve to death.
Well, the next time you do some posing, you pose with that pointing out to sea. Or figure out another come on.
A policeman shouldn't get emotional. You can't think straight when you're excited. Are you the fella that arrested Marianne?
I'm the fella.
Well, that was stupid. She couldn't possibly have been mixed up in that robbery. I saw her on the pier at the time. Now, what do you think of that?
It's an alibi, but I'd be more inclined to believe it if you'd remembered it before now.
You know what else I think? I think you're worried about that empty cell.
That's right. I'm screening new applicants.
Well, you're way off course, matey. You'd better feel the wind again. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going back to my boat and pump out the bills.
The captain's perfectly harmless, Lieutenant. When he's not working with the charter service, he's helping other people. But that's not the right thing to say, is it? Because that's one of the requirements. Be harmless, be kind, be innocent.
I'm not here to exchange quips, Miss Kelly. Your benefactor has made another generous contribution. A lawyer, Mr. Maris, Miss Kelly.
Miss Kelly?
You two can work out the details.
John, where are you going?
Going down to the dock to feel the wind and to find out just how much the captain wants to help Miss Kelly.
I wonder what it feels like to think in black and white.
You'd be surprised the dimension a policeman has when you look for it.
You have to be exposed to something, Mr. Maris, in order to be able to see it. You'd be surprised how many of us are always looking for things we never see. Simply because they're not there for us.
Well, perhaps that explains the way the lieutenant thinks about you. How dimensional a look would you give it him?
Oh, I don't think it would really make much difference if I bared my heart. He'd see what he has to see. A solution to a crime.
There's a question I'd like to ask you, Miss Kelly. It's quite important. So I wish you'd give it a lot of thought before you answer.
All right.
How dimensional a view would you allow me as your lawyer?
I don't honestly know, Mr. Maris. I guess I've been ground under so many heels, I don't have the courage to open my heart to anyone. But I try. Because to live without any hope is just not worthwhile. Maybe you're my last chance to really find my courage again.
That's what I wanted to hear. Now, suppose you tell me what happened yesterday.
All right. There was a knock at the door, and I answered it, and a man forced his way into my apartment. I thought he wanted to kill me, but he just went to the window and sat there and waited for his friend, and then he died.
Is that all? He didn't say anything about his friend or why he expected to see him from your apartment.
No. He didn't mention anything about the money either. It all happened so quickly, it never occurred to me that maybe I would have been better off if I'd just hidden his body or tried to get rid of it.
Believe me, you wouldn't have been better off. The fact that you did what you did is in your favor.
How can you say that? Lieutenant Weston interprets it as an attempt to cover my guilt.
Oh, that's just conjecture on his part. It's his job to fit the pieces of the puzzle together. Sometimes he can't find all the pieces, and it takes presumptive evidence to break the case. The biggest thing you can do to help yourself is to supply as many of the missing pieces as you can.
I can't think of anything else to tell you, Mr. Maris.
Do you have any idea who supplied your bail money, or the money I received?
No? Do you think it had anything to do with the stolen money?
It might.
It could be from the dead man's partner, or perhaps from one of your well-meaning friends.
No, I don't have any friends with that kind of money. Wait a minute. You said the dead man's partner or one of my friends? That means you believe me.
Did I ever say I didn't?
No, but I thought after you talked to Lieutenant Weston that...
Now, don't tell me I'm the victim of conjecture.
Well, Herb?
Well, John, you're just in time for a summation. You won't have a chance without the murder weapon, and beside that, Miss Kelly is innocent.
Hooked, huh? Wait a minute. Well, Herb, I'm about to break Miss Mary Ann Kelly's alibi.
But the captain said he saw her.
He probably did, but it wasn't on the pier. My stroll down to the docks proved profitable. You see, the captain told the charter service that he wouldn't be available yesterday. He was going to spend the whole day repairing his boat. It seemed he backed onto some rocks. Now, the question in my mind is, was he lying to protect himself?
Mary Ann Kelly's face was, as Lieutenant Weston had said, the face of innocence. I was forced to consider the possibility that this face of innocence was a deception.
I never said I saw the captain. As a matter of fact, I don't remember seeing him.
So that he was either lying to alibi you or himself.
Well, I suppose so. Except he would never rob anybody.
Just exactly how good is he with that rifle of his?
I've never seen him shoot it. He's all talk. He's like Roger with his poetry and Mr. Scully with his respectability. Mr. Scully. I should have known he'd be listening again. He's gone now.
Does he do that very much?
All the time. It's one of the things we don't talk about.
Something puzzles me about this whole discussion, Marianne. I see three individuals, any one of whom would probably mortgage their soul to help you.
You mean the money?
That's right, the money. And there still remains that one unanswered question. Did that man enter this building by chance?
Hello, Roger. You seen Lieutenant Weston? No. I've been waiting for you. This is my day off, and I'm kind of sleuthing.
Oh, what'd you dig up?
Well, I didn't really dig anything up. It's just that I was taking a walk on the docks, and I suddenly remembered something. That awful day that man died, I was going in the building to see Mary Ann. And, well, I saw the captain in front of the hotel. He had Mary Ann's vine and a canvas sack. I was just wondering, since he has a gun, he's such a good shot.
How do you know he's such a good shot?
Oh, I've seen him knock cans off the end of the dock. But he has a gun collection on his boat. It's a hobby. Does that mean anything to you, Mr. Maris?
It might, Roger. It just might. Is there a phone booth nearby?
Yes, down the street.
Thank you.
I might have known I'd be the next candidate.
Well, you're the best one so far. You're in the right place at the right time with a canvas sack.
That was my sea bag, and it was empty. I was getting my propellers fixed.
That's right, there were no propellers in it. But what I want to know is what you did with the money.
If you don't quit that fool talk, I'm gonna hang one on you.
Your what?
You heard me.
Captain Sharp.
I don't want no lip out of you, neither.
Nobody's giving you lip, Captain. These are facts. You have a gun collection. You're an excellent shot. You lied about seeing Miss Kelly. You were seen in front of Scully's Haven.
Not to mention that you can't explain why, after taking the day off to make arrangements to have your boat fixed, you return the next morning to cancel the order.
I can explain, all right, but I won't. Now, you two get out of here before I take my rifle to you.
All right, that does it.
You put a dirty heel mark on that boat of mine, and I'll have you for trespassing.
I wouldn't think of putting a finger on that boat, Captain, without a search warrant. Come on.
Hello?
Something very important has come up, Mr. Maris. Can you come right over? I know it's out of your way, but please, it's very important.
Of course I will. I'll be there in about half an hour.
Thank you.
Marianne. Marianne?
Weston?
John, I just got a call from Mary Ann Kelly. She asked me to come down and see her and then hung up abruptly.
And?
Well, it sounded urgent. I think it might be a good idea if you came along. It might have something to do with the captain.
I'd be more inclined to blame it on her disposition. But I'll tell you what I'll do, Herb. I have a search warrant now. I'm going down to the captain's boat and have a look at it before it gets too dark to see anything. So you go on ahead and I'll meet you there.
All right, John.
Mary Ann, please open the door. I know you're in there.
Roger, I can't talk to you now. Will you go away?
No, not until I see you're all right.
I don't want to be protected anymore, Roger. Can't you understand that? All I want is for you to leave me alone.
Hey, what's the matter with you? Do you need a hammer to drive it in? She don't want to see you.
Well, it's not me who's dense, it's you. There's something wrong in there.
Well, I didn't hear anything wrong at all. She wants you to go home and leave her alone.
I'm not going home. Marianne, now please open this door or I'm going to call the police.
Devil you are.
Oh, go push your broom.
I'm sorry, Mr. Maris. I didn't know what to do. He wants to know where the money is, and he won't believe me when I tell him I never saw it.
You did the right thing, Marianne.
He hit Roger, and he locked him in the closet.
Did I pass?
You'll need more than a set of cards to pass in this game, lawyer. You got yourself in a spot. If you're smart, you'll get yourself out.
Suppose I don't tell you where the money is.
I'll have revenge eating at me. And that's bad.
Did it ever occur to you that we might not know where the money is? That your friends may have stashed it someplace?
I thought about it, but I didn't drag it out. When I dropped him, he had the money with him.
And you drove off to get rid of the car.
You're getting smarter.
But why my apartment?
That's what I'd like to know. He was supposed to walk straight through and meet me in the alley.
But he was too weak to walk any place.
He made it here and you let him in.
You talk happy. I don't get it.
Well, that's because you've got a one-track mind. You want the money, and when you get it, you're going to want to wipe the slate clean. You killed once to get rid of something that was in your way. Why not again?
Don't get too smart, lawyer.
You've gone too far to turn back. You're going to have to make concessions if you want that money. I've got nothing to lose. You'll kill me either way. Take your time. Think about it. Think about how much you want that money.
What kind of concessions?
The lives of the other two people involved for the money. You can lock her in the closet.
But Mr. Maris,
It's all right, Marianne. The way the benefactor would have wanted it. Well?
Get over to the closet.
This it? Yes, I wonder where the captain is.
Captain Weston, are you aboard? Captain Weston!
Huh?
The jig is up, Captain. The man wants his money.
And no tricks.
I wouldn't advise playing the hero, Captain. The man means business.
Thanks. Well, I have no choice. I'll get it.
Hold it. You're not going into that cabin alone?
Oh, I'm not going into the cabin. It's right here in the bottom of my sea bag. I could have sworn it was in it. All right, turn around. Turn around! Get your hands behind your back. All right, let's go.
Mr. Scully found the money.
Yeah, it was in the laundry chute. I found it under some towels when I went to pick up the week's wash. You know, I think that fella dropped it down before he went to Mary Ann's apartment.
Well, how'd you get out of the closet?
Well, you see, Mr. Scully thought that maybe things weren't quite all right, so he investigated.
Okay, let's go.
Wait a minute. Where's the captain?
You tell her.
Oh, well, you see, the captain canceled his repairs on the boat to help you. I found the bank withdrawal slips to the amount of your bail and Mr. Maris's retainer.
Where is the captain?
It's something we don't talk about, Marianne.
Will you hold still, Lieutenant? How do you expect me to sketch you?
You ruin our portrait, John.